Hey guys! Welcome to another live stream. It is a beautiful day.
I'm gonna do this for as long as I can.
And we're gonna be snacking and chatting. We're doing a live response today to a video. And any super chats, any donations today, you know where they go.
Mm-hmm.
They go to the same place where we need them most, which is to cover Fairu, Antonio, and Jackie's medical bills, which are constantly, where did that go? Oh, you switched it.
You can find it there.
Which are constantly, we're constantly racking up.
Yeah.
So I think that's where we will be sort of, we're gonna do this live stream today a little bit differently. I think we're gonna focus more on the live response, help it flow. And if anyone has anything that they really want to share, they want us to, if you want us to say it out loud and discuss that point, then feel free to drop us a super chat. Anything else?
I think that's it. Thank you for joining us today. Of course, thank you to all of our Patreon patrons. Every dollar we earn on Patreon goes directly towards Antonio, Jackie, and Fairu. Same goes for all of the vegan swag at our Etsy store and all of the super chats. And you can also, if you just want to maximize your donation, if you want to make sure nobody takes a cut whatsoever, you can do a direct donation on Venmo at Those Annoying Vegans. So today, as Anna said, we're eating some banana bread.
We have other snacks ready to go.
We have a lot of stuff on the table that you can't see. You'll have to trust us that it's there.
We're quite hungry today.
You got your blueberry smoothie, right?
You made it.
I got my peanut butter chocolate coffee smoothie. It's actually mostly bananas and water and oats. And then there's some peanut butter flavored protein powder, some actual peanut butter, some cacao powder, coffee, a little oat milk.
Yeah, people.
It's a good
Someone
smoothie.
who was
and
it?
a little blueberries in there too.
In there?
Yeah, I throw a little blueberries in there.
But see, you can't taste them. Like when you make smoothies, that's the beautiful part about smoothies. If you don't like a certain fruit or vegetable, throw in a little bit. Like make it a say it's a blueberry smoothie, but throw in a little spinach. You'll never taste it.
Kale especially is very neutral in the smoothie world. You'll never taste kale in a smoothie. And you blend it up.
Someone on our last live stream were like, was it the live stream that we did last week where they were like, why don't you guys make recipe videos anymore? You guys used to be so happy. First of all, we shared a chili recipe at the beginning of that video. We just shared the smoothie recipes. So we're sharing recipes.
You literally plugged a recipe.
We have like 75 recipes that are still on the channel.
You got a crumb.
Of course. But what? To say that, like, you guys used to be so happy, like, it's such a weird thing to say, because I feel happier now having aligned our activism with our values, if that makes sense,
Yeah. Well, actually, something that I was noticing, or not something that I was noticing, but something that I heard on, what's that matter?
No, I'm just going to pad Jackie's neck a little bit here.
Jacqueline!
Because she's slumped over and come here.
I was listening to the TVC, That Vegan Couple, their podcast, which you can have access to if you become a Patreon of theirs. We are Patreon patrons of That Vegan Couple, so we have access to their podcast. I think actually the first 25 episodes are free, but any episode after that, you need to be a Patreon patron. And in one of their episodes, they were talking about how, like, I guess an old friend of Luca's, like, emailed them or got in touch with them on Facebook or something, and a non-vegan old friend, and was like, I'm glad to see you guys are happy. At least you're happy in life, or you're doing happy, or whatever. And
what does that mean?
Natasha was like, yeah, we never said we're happy. Because, I don't know, there's something about, like, fun, light, recipe videos with bouncy music and hey man, let's all live in harmony with the animals, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't really always move the needle in terms of vegan activism.
No.
Because non-vegans can watch a vegan recipe video and go, oh yeah, maybe I'll try that, maybe I won't. Anyway, off to McDonald's. And they just sort of continue living their life the way they want to. But when you put out a message of, hey, by living your life the way that you want to, you are in fact a hypocrite. Your views are hypocritical. Your moral framework is inconsistent. You're behaving in a way that is not in line with the things that you say. You say things like, I love animals, I care about animals, I don't want animals to suffer, I don't want animals to be tortured, blah, 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 but then you are actively paying for that to happen. What's going on? I thought you were looking at Jackie.
No, I'm reading some comments. But to that point,
you're not always happy when you're...
You don't know what I'm going to say.
Oh, sorry.
You can say that.
To put a button on that, Natasha was saying we enjoy like living this vegan lifestyle, but we're not always happy now that we're vegan. In fact, we see the oceans being destroyed. We see the rainforests being cleared for cattle to graze. We see trillions of animals being sent to their death needlessly, and we see people not caring at all. Mm-hmm. Doesn't make you happy necessarily all the time.
And what I was going to say is, frankly, there are so many more recipe channels out there now than there are activist channels. So we're going to stick with this.
It's true.
This is what we do. So go Google. Alexa knows vegan recipes.
See, there she searched nose, N-O-S-E, because you said Alexa knows.
You have to phrase it correctly.
You can do that. Say, Alexa, find me a vegan recipe for barbecue.
Okay, for vegan barbecue, here's a few recipes.
There you go.
Ding.
Right there. I mean, just as easy to Google, though.
Yeah.
Okay, shall we begin?
You want to get started on the video?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's do our little... I'm still learning.
This is 1.5 for you, and this is my half. And then I'm going to start eating that because I feel like I'm...
Oh, no, I already ate a full one, so you're supposed to get 2.
All of those are mine? Oh.
No, I mean, you can eat all of them if you want. Let's take a gander here at this video.
Come over here, my love. You can stay. You can come here.
I gotta get my OBS skills on better lock, because
there's
I always have
hair
to adjust.
tickling me I need to cut my hair.
You need to cut your hair?
Yeah.
Isn't your hair always falling out because you're a deficient vegan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've cut my hair so many times over the course of our videos. Like you'll see, or like it just goes.
So this is a video from someone named, I'm gonna assume it's pronounced Ibrahim Kamit. Do not know this YouTuber at all, but it's a fairly recent video. It came out in March. He has 250,000 subscribers, 250,000 eyeballs on his channel.
You know what that means.
It means he has a lot of power and thus a lot of responsibility. Just like Peter Parker, to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. And Ibrahim Kamit made a video titled "The Problem with Vegans and Why I'm No Longer Vegan."
However, we're not going to be focusing so much on the why I'm no longer vegan BS,
right? Because
it's BS. By now, we all know it's BS. Mm-hmm. One, it is such a trendy, clickbaity title that people will just go with that right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know it's clickbaity because it is the same phrasing across the board for years. It's been like that because it attracts the eye. Everyone,
why I'm no longer vegan. Every ex-vegan.
Well, that ties into number 2. So tell them what number 2 is.
No, what? Why? Oh, you're saying why you can't be no longer vegan?
Tell them.
Well, as you guys know, I mean. People fight about this talking point a lot, like whether or not you can be vegan and then go back to not being vegan, whether you can be an ex-vegan, whether you truly can be no longer vegan. And in theory, it is possible that someone could be born into a racist family, grow up racist, realize that maybe people with a different skin color than myself should be treated equally, choose to change their life and start treating people with a different skin color equally, and then they decide, no, I'm going to go back to viewing my own race as superior. Is that possible?
I don't know.
In theory, perhaps, but as unlikely as it is for someone to go from being racist to not racist back to racist. That's exactly what it is with being non-vegan, going vegan, and then back to non-vegan.
Because once you make that connection,
Yeah,
how do you unmake that?
it doesn't make sense.
You would have to ignore it.
Yeah.
And then that's just called ignorance, I guess.
Mhm.
Oh, nope. I said no. I said,
Okay.
sorry, I'm getting, hold on 1 second. I have to reiterate that.
I know we're streaming.
Yeah, I said, hold on 1 second. Go ahead.
So we wanted to really focus on, the part of the title that says the problem with vegans, because we want to know what exactly these problems are with vegans. And I don't know if he means with veganism or with vegans. Veganism, as you guys know, is the ethical lifestyle that seeks to exclude the exploitation of animals as far as what's possible and practicable in terms of like food, clothing, entertainment, and any other purpose. So it's a moral, it's a belief, it's a standpoint. It's like the same thing as like, I think men are equal to women. I think the two of them should be treated equally. That's a position that I hold. Now you can say, well, are there problems with feminists? I guess, but that says nothing about feminism itself. Feminism is simply the belief that men and women are equal. Veganism is the belief that animals shouldn't be exploited needlessly. So let's check out the video here, and you can let us know in the chat if the audio balance is good, because looks good on paper. Here we go.
My whole life, I had made fun of people who were vegan.
Can't hear it.
Hold on.
Technical difficulty on our end. Hold on 1 second.
Where? That's weird.
While Brian figures this out.
Hold on 1 second. Is this a remote for that TV over there?
I could turn my volume on and see if I can hear it, but we would also hear ourselves talk.
No, and it'll be delayed. So hold on 1 second. Why did this work before and now it's not working?
Maybe refresh
I
it. Maybe
love-
refresh the page. Refresh the page. Just try it.
Oh.
You never know.
You never know.
My whole life, I had made fun of people.
Nope. How strange.
Hold on 1 second.
You know, you
minute.
should see the massive
People who
cables we
were
have
vegan.
going on here.
Yeah, that's
The
weird.
screen, we have like 3 screens. It's they don't make this very easy. This whole
Yeah, it's frustrating. Hold on 1
let's
second.
see. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Catherine. Good to see you again. Looks like Sunny's still at it. Hey, Sunny. Good to have you anyway. Constructive conversation is always, just make sure to listen. Listen to each other. It's always important to listen to each other and answer questions. Don't gaslight. Don't gaslight each other. Someone asks you a question, answer the question. Don't change the subject. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. How about this? This is.
Yeah, it's.
Again,
I know I'm pretty sure they can hear it. It's just we can't hear it.
Yeah.
Uh,
If we can't hear it, how are we gonna? Does it have subtitles?
no. I'll figure it out.
Maybe-
I'll figure it out. Hold on.
Okay. Well, I will tell you. Should I talk about this?
You want to talk about the
others?
food?
I mean, we weren't going to. We're just gonna eat it. When I was in Costa Rica as a child, my father took me to a grocery store, and you know how sometimes they are giving out like samples of stuff. They were giving out these. This is like when I was 7, so they were giving out, and this is not whole food plant-based by any means, but we got some refried beans on a tortilla chip. Okay, wait for it. I know this might sound gross to a bunch of people, but holy moly, to me it's like amazing. You got a little bit of mayo, Oh, so good. And then our magical Costa Rican condiment sauce.
Yes.
Salsa Lisano. You can put it on don't put it on banana bread, but like, and just a little drop, little teeny drop, as long as Brian doesn't knock into me
sorry.
because I'm a lefty. Whoa, and it's so good. Oh, you can hear it.
Yeah, but that's because I switched input. Hold on 1 second.
But then
Let
they
me
can't
just
hear
do-
it.
Yeah. Let me
So weird.
Just try something here.
So, I don't know what they were advertising that day. Was it the refried beans? Was it the chips? Was it the mayo? Was it the salsa Lisano? Most likely the salsa Lisano, honestly, because just a touch of salsa Lisano is like. So that is also a recipe for you. So good. So good. It's on Amazon.
Oh,
And a giant bottle will last you forever. Use it in soups, use it in chili. Brian's still trying to figure this out.
yes.
Sorry about that.
Nowhere near.
This is crazy. I have this selected as
If
part
someone
of
can
the-
write in the comments when we actually start the discussion, write the time code, explain that we had technical difficulties. Is there a workaround? Like, can we?
Hold on. I mean, we can just play it at full volume here, and then their audio won't be as good. But
No, we want you to be able to watch it.
no, they can still watch it. It's just their audio.
Yeah, but their
won't be
audio
as
is the
great.
important audio.
Why?
It's so weird. We did this last week.
I always have this problem with OBS. I get everything set up and it's fine,
There's no
and then I
relying
load
on
it up next time and I have to redo everything.
Brian Ecker, you won't regret it. It is, and you can try black bean refried beans. Actually, those are my personal favorite. These are pinto refried beans. I broke it. Oops. Preferable if your tortilla chips are not broken. Here, I'll make you one, babe. Well,
That's weird.
do you make a breakthrough?
No,
Say
it
yes.
should be everything.
We
should
apologize.
be
What kind of
going-
mayo is our favorite? Which one did we just buy? Follow Your Heart?
I think so.
But
Just the
before
regular
that, it was
Veganese.
Veganese. I mean,
Mhm.
Follow Your Heart or Veganese is really good. They have that touch of lime. Touch of lime. Ooh, so good.
Do we have any
Yum.
speakers we can plug in?
Speakers.
We don't, do we?
Toby, this is salsa Lisano. This is our Costa Rican condiment. It's many celebrity, well, maybe just
The
one.
type of person to
I
be a
think
vegan.
Oh, it looks like we have some clowns who are desperate for airtime.
I remember she was in Costa Rica.
Hey
and
guys,
she
welcome back to my
Instagrammed
channel. If you're new
a
here,
picture
I
of
make
this bottle,
commentary,
and she
creative,
titled it
and
Liquid
lifestyle
Gold.
videos. If you like this content,
It's so good. First,
Well,
play
I'm
the.
pretty sure they can. I'm pretty sure they can hear that. It's just we can't hear it.
Yeah. But
Um,
why?
And if
Hold
we
on.
can hear it, they can't hear it.
Do you have something plugged in that shouldn't be in there?
No.
How about when we did this? System
It
preferences.
should be. We actually shouldn't be able to raise and lower.
It's weird
Yeah.
because multi-output. How about
Yeah, that's what we want.
that? Because that way
and want to see more of it, don't forget
There we
to
go.
like.
we can hear it. Can you hear it? Or did it like go weird for you?
There we go.
Let me
Well,
know.
that should be it.
It was very loud.
It was very loud. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Just lower the volume. Okay, I think we got this. Thank you.
My whole life, I had
Ooh,
made
lower
fun of
the
people
volume.
who were vegan. I was nowhere
Hold on
near
one
the type
second,
of person
sorry.
to be a vegan.
Oh, it looks like we have some clowns who are
Pause
desperate for airtime.
Okay.
Is that too loud? Oh, what's the ingredients? It's like a, ooh, the print is so small. Hold on. It's vegan, that's
Crazy.
for sure. Plant-based. Water, sugar, iodized salt, potassium iodide. This is definitely not whole foods. Okay, so just bear with me. Mixed vegetable paste, carrot paste, onion paste, cauliflower paste, cucumber paste, salt, acetic acid, sodium benzoate, preservative, molasses. I know it sounds awful, but guys, trust me.
No, it's really good.
Trust me.
It's not
Spices,
really.
mustard, flour, red chili pepper, garlic powder, paprika, turmeric. I mean, I think someone was like, let me put all the spices in a bottle.
Yeah, it's not really a salsa.
No, it's a condiment sauce.
It's more like a sauce, sort of like an
Like
A1 sauce, but it doesn't taste like A1.
No.
But yeah. All right.
Okay, they can hear
Ready
it.
to roll.
They can hear it. So,
I love
our time
Macintosh,
code.
guys.
Our time code is, it doesn't say.
No.
Okay. Can you show the barcode on the screen? Oh,
The barcode
this
of
this
the
thing?
salsa Lizano.
I don't know. I don't know.
You can just Google salsa Lizano.
Yeah. Let's begin.
Let's begin.
Let's begin because
Let's watch this
trying
nightmare of a
not
video.
to have this.
Well,
in
I don't
the-
know if it's a nightmare of a video, but it's called The Problem with Vegans.
My whole life, I had made fun of people who were vegan. I was nowhere near the type of person to be a vegan.
Oh, it looks like we have some clowns who are desperate for airtime.
The issue
Hey
is
guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I make commentary, creative, and lifestyle videos. If you like this content and want to see more of it, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification button to see more of my content. This is not a vegan hate video. I actually still practice eating vegan as much as I can. I kind of just wanted to discuss about the issues and misconceptions about veganism. And stay tuned towards the end of the video because I will be sharing some tips and pros to being vegan.
I can already
Should we-
tell that we are misunderstanding the
Yeah.
significance of veganism right off the bat. This is so common, you guys. It's
I was
almost
gonna say
too
I eat vegan
common.
most of the time. How?
No.
Okay.
You eat plant-based
You eat
most of the
plant-based
time.
most of the
Because let's
time.
clarify. I don't know how many times on this channel we've clarified this. Veganism is an ethical point of view. It's an ethical lifestyle. It's an ethical stance. It's not a diet. It's not food. Food isn't vegan. I know vegan is the
Yeah.
the
It's
buzzword.
It's the label.
It's the label. You go to the grocery store, it says vegan. We get it.
Although more and more foods are saying plant-based, but that
then,
is tricky
but
because
then you have to check.
is it 100% plant-based?
Yes.
Right.
I think because people recognize the word vegan, but
Yeah.
really, I mean, I don't even know I'm trying to think of an analogy.
I mean,
In
I don't
terms
know.
of
Like,
other labeling, I don't know.
I don't know.
because-
Well, we've discussed how cruelty-free and vegan aren't completely synonymous either. So, just because a product is cruelty-free, it means it wasn't tested on animals. But for some reason, animal ingredients can still make it into the product if they weren't tested on animals, which is cruelty-free. Yeah. So I mean, just by saying, "Hey, I eat vegan most of the time," like I understand what he's trying to say. Now, as someone who, again, never seen this guy's channel before, do not know who this person is. Just know that he has a large platform, which means he has a lot of young, impressionable ears that are listening to what he has to say. They're taking it in. So he's saying, "I eat vegan most of the time." I mean, if you just replace the victim, that's like saying, like, I'm anti-child abuse most of the time. Like, most of the time I don't beat kids, but
Yeah.
sometimes I slip, and I beat a kid, but I'm pretty much anti-child abuse.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? Or saying I'm feminist most of the time, or I'm mostly feminist.
Yeah, the fact
You
that
know,
he's even clarifying, like, don't get me wrong, I'm vegan, like, I'm still vegan some of the time.
Yeah.
It also means that he still finds value in it. It means that something hasn't quite convinced him to eat animals again fully.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there we can see a conflict already. Let's continue.
This video is also sponsored by Skillshare, but we'll get more into that later on in the video. So a vegan is a person who does not eat any food derived from animals and who typically does not use other animal products.
Nope.
Incorrect. That's not the definition of veganism. I don't know where you got this from. I don't know if this is some Wikipedia, like random Google
That is
definition.
part of it.
A vegan does not typically not use other animal products. A vegan is someone who never uses animal products as far as what is possible and practicable. The vegan definition, according to the Vegan Society, is an ethical lifestyle that seeks to exclude the exploitation of animals as far as what is possible and practicable.
I mean, we've memorized it by now.
And that's for food, clothing, entertainment, or any other purpose. So if you're living in a country where you can go to a grocery store and you can buy food, that means you don't need to eat animal products for food. Generally speaking, if you can go to a Kroger or a Ralph's or a Vaughn's or a Piggly Wiggly's or, you know, pick your...
Piggly Wiggly, is that a West Virginia thing?
No, I think that's a East Coast, like New York area grocery store, Pennsylvania area grocery store.
Okay.
Pick your grocery chain. You can go there. You can, first of all grocery stores are set up the same. You walk into a grocery store where? In the produce section.
Yeah.
Why? Because when you immediately are hit with fresh produce, it gives you the sense of, oh, where I'm shopping is fresh. It's delicious. It's healthy. You know, they put the entrance to the grocery store right into the flowers and the produce. It's right there at the front every time. And then people walk right by that and then they go to the four walls. Like, you're supposed to stay away from certain areas of the grocery store. And people, non-vegans will typically say don't eat anything in the middle of the grocery store, because that's where all the processed junk is on shelves.
Yeah.
So
this is not an accident, guys. Like, I can't divulge too much because it's like pretty NDA, but some of my voiceover work has involved training videos for certain companies who are training their employees in the knowledge of where their products are placed in grocery stores. And it's there's a whole science to it. I mean, anything you pay attention when you walk into a grocery store, what is at your eye level, the average person's eye level, because those are the
like 5 feet.
Yeah, those are the products, those are the companies that have the big bucks. Those are the companies that are the bigger brands. Anything like if you walk down the aisle, anything way up here or way down low, that's not as coveted real estate. And so those companies are paying less money to be on those shelves. Yep. So, all right, let's continue.
If you're not very familiar with veganism, it is easy to confuse it for vegetarianism. Vegetarians don't eat meat, fish, poultry, but they still consume eggs and dairy products, whereas vegans just completely don't eat any animal byproducts. The vegan diet has become more so mainstream and trendy over the past few decades. People go vegan for whatever reasons, but the most common reasons are health benefits, moral values, and ethical reasons.
Okay, ethical is
just
always
lumps them all together.
The most common reason is health. In that case, we would be talking about plant-based.
Yeah, plant-based nutrition,
Ethical,
which is its own category on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? You can go watch plant-based nutrition channels.
I understand that people go
Oh, you made me one.
I did. People go plant-based for different reasons. When we thought we were we were vegetarian, and we thought we were going vegetarian for the animals. We thought. That's what we wanted to make ourselves think.
That's what we thought.
Because we were still consuming eggs and cheese. But it is not so. If you're vegetarian, you're still greatly contributing to animal suffering in ways that we've already covered many, many times. If you need a refresh, let us know. But yeah, vegetarians, veganism is primarily an ethical stance, as we've discussed. You can go plant-based for a variety of reasons, and then once you make the ethical connection, that transitions, that transforms. Think of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Like, you're like,
Yeah.
now I see, now I see.
I mean, you can easily just debunk this whole notion of most people go vegan for health. No, because vegans eat Beyond Burgers and Impossible Whoppers and tacos and pizza and ice cream and
ginger ale.
Oreos.
I mean, ginger ale is fine, but
There is nothing health related about veganism. Veganism is an ethical stance against animal cruelty. Eating animals when you don't need to eat animals is cruel. That is cruelty.
no, what about,
People will say that they're against animal cruelty,
yeah.
but simply killing an animal and eating them because you want to, that's pretty cruel.
And the environment?
Yeah, and then the environment. I mean, people will say, I'm not an ethical vegan, I went vegan for the environment, which we always argue, well, you're still unethical. Like, why do you care about the environment? What is it about the environment that you care about? Could it be all of the sentient beings that live in the environment?
You can't separate the environment. What is left if you remove the animals from the environment? Air and water and soil. The animals are the environment.
Yeah.
They're part of the environment. There is no mutual exclusivity there.
So, like, yes, eating a 100% plant-based diet often will lead to better health outcomes and often will help with CO2 emissions and help stop deforestation, and et cetera, et cetera. It'll certainly help the oceans. If you're not eating fish, you're not paying for people to go out into the ocean and drag these nets along the ocean floor and kill all these animals and destroy the reef, the coral reef and whatnot. Yes, there are many reasons to eat a 100% plant-based diet, but the only reason to be vegan is because you believe that animal exploitation is wrong. Right?
Yes.
Doing it for the animals or the environment or even both. It could be simply watching a documentary. My reasons for going vegan were mainly for the environment and my health, and at the time, weight loss.
Well,
These are
that's the
very
problem.
few-
That is
Weight
why you're.
loss.
Well, that's why you're no longer a vegan, because if those were your primary reasons for going vegan, oh, maybe he made the ethic. Well, let's see.
Well, he said the environment, so right there, it's like, well, you didn't say you went vegan for ethics, but you went vegan for the environment. What about the environment do you care about?
I don't know. Let's see, because I'm curious. Did he make
issues that I have with
Yeah,
vegans
cool.
and the community. This does not represent the whole vegan community. Not all vegans are like this. There are
Yet you named your video The Problem with Vegans. So, clickbaity title. Got us to click on it. And now we're going to talk about the problem with some vegans, even though the video is the problem with vegans.
extreme vegans out there who are rather problematic.
I don't see any dog meat here. I thought this was like a meat restaurant.
We want your attention for how could anyone kill a dog?
I've taken the liberation pledge, so like I'll refuse to eat at a table where people are eating animal products.
And what I don't like about
So
these
that's what's
That's
wrong.
activism.
That's activism.
That's using your
disruption.
voice to speak up for the innocent victims that we exploit. How is that problematic? Sorry, baby.
Sorry, baby.
I didn't want you to step on the escape button.
Hi, Grace.
My
Yeah, I mean,
love.
she's showing that's called a disruption in the activist community when you either go to a restaurant or a grocery store or a seafood market or whatever, farmer's market, and you disrupt the normality of what's going on, because there's this thing that I think Melanie Joy coined called negative peace. So it's the belief that our day-to-day normal everyday life is peaceful, and then certain violence is actually an intrusion into our day-to-day life. But what we don't realize is that murdering a bird and chopping her up and then shoving bread in her anus and then eating her to give thanks, that's not a peaceful action.
No.
Even though it's normal, that's called negative peace. So when the society is doing something that everyone deems normal,
She's gonna lie down. She's gonna lie down.
but it's actually a violent act, that's a negative piece. That's not a positive piece. So all a disruption seeks to do is say, hey, everyone here that's enjoying your nice steak dinner or your whatever,
Ignorantly.
spaghetti and meatballs or your chicken carbonara, we're here to actually show you where these products come from. We're here to show you that they are the products of violence and animal abuse, animal cruelty. And if it bothers you, maybe think about what you just ordered. And don't blame the activist.
Yeah.
We're just pointing out what happens.
Every single social justice movement in the history of the world has had an interruption component to it. Whether it be marches, protests, sit-ins.
Extreme vegans. They create this.
Gracie pressed play. We're not ready quite yet, baby May.
Thanks.
So to say that, oh, well, animal rights activists are problematic if they use their voices to speak up for the victims, I find that problematic.
Extreme vegans is that they create this
Oh.
very.
Extreme vegan? Did he say extreme vegans?
Let's go back a little bit here.
it up. Because what's extreme about veganism? What's extreme about speaking up for the victims of animal suffering? What's extreme about choosing? I mean, I think he's probably on that sort of. He's probably a pick-me vegan.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
He wants to be
That's a
liked.
David Ram's term, right?
He's like, I don't want to, some vegans are like this, and I don't want to be seen as that vegan kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy that's on screen now, the guy in the black t-shirt and black shorts, he's from another Jubilee video where he was telling, it's a room full of vegans, by the way, in this, for context, just so that we have accurate context. This isn't a vegan telling a bunch of non-vegans that he took the Liberation Pledge. In this Jubilee video right here that you're looking at, that's a vegan telling other vegans that he took the Liberation Pledge. So if you take it out of context, it looks a little weirder than it is. But what he's saying is the Liberation Pledge is a pledge that some vegans take where they vow that they will never actually sit down and eat if there's food on the table being served that is not 100% plant-based.
Or they will not eat with other people who are consuming animals or animal products. And I find that to be a perfectly reasonable personal choice to make. Because that is a personal choice. I don't believe it's not a personal choice to cause another sentient being suffering. It's a personal choice, what colored shirt you wear that day. It doesn't really affect anyone.
Right.
It's a personal choice if you don't want to eat with other people eating animals around you. That's a choice you can make, and that's fine.
And again, if we just replace the victim and see if it sounds so extreme and ridiculous, if someone was like, hey, why don't you come by later over to the house, what we're going to do is we're going to have two dogs fight each other to the death, and then we're going to kill one of the dogs and chop them up and put them on the barbecue. If you were simply like, yeah, I don't want to be there for that.
Yeah.
Would that be extreme? Or if someone's like, yeah, I have a cockfighting
My guess
ring.
is he tried this for like 6 months. How long was he
I don't know.
vegan for? Because I don't think he got far enough into it to really understand what it's all about. He still looks at it from I think he went into it with some kind of resistance, maybe.
Yeah.
And what I don't like about these extreme vegans is that they create this very cult-like attitude towards being vegan, and it really polarizes vegans and non-vegans. In the past, we've seen people like Freely Banana.
And that's where the people who continue to eat meat and dairy, whether they actually deserve to continue living.
What do you feed your dogs?
There was an edit there in her clip. Did you catch that?
No.
I don't know if I don't know this video from Freely, and I'm not just defending Freely blanket, but there's an edit. So I don't know if she said that sentence.
In the past, we've seen people like Freely Banana.
And that's where the people who continue to eat meat and dairy, whether they actually deserve to continue living.
Yeah, whether the people who continue to eat meat and dairy actually deserve to continue living.
I don't know if that video was edited by someone else. I don't know if she really said that.
Yeah.
We're not, this looks like also a way earlier
really
video.
Early Freely video, yeah.
Yeah, super early. Not that we're justifying that kind of...
No, Freely says some extreme stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's There are
There
vegans
are
who
vegans out
make
there.
claims that are like, wow, that is extreme. But that doesn't mean that veganism is extreme.
It doesn't mean that
Vegan-
you have to be,
Right.
you have to say those things. Like when people, it's like, it's such a weird thing to me. It's like saying, that you aligning your actions with your values highly depends on what other people look like doing that same thing. You know, like with religion, for example, there is generally, okay, so this is a religion, I don't care which religion, and there are people in this religion who do things a little more and maybe a little less, and no one's like, like no one's like, well, I'm not gonna be
I
whatever.
don't believe in this deity because of the way
Other
people
people
in this
believe
religion
in this deity.
behave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, I don't know, Christian because that Christian is extreme.
Right.
You know, you can be Christian and not be extreme. You
I
know.
mean, maybe freely thinks that people who eat animal products don't deserve to live. Veganism does not believe that.
No.
Veganism is anti-animal abuse. So believing that meat eaters should be harmed in some way or not deserve to live, that's not a vegan belief.
You know, what do you feed your dogs? And I'm feeding them vegan, power of a raw vegan and a vegan diet, because that is what heals your body. Chemotherapy, poisoning yourselves does not heal your body.
More so recently, the vegan
She looks really young in that. I don't know how long ago that video is from, but
I mean, he included the dog clip, but dogs are omnivores, and
They can eat.
we know that
they can eat vegan.
dogs some dogs can eat. We don't.
I mean,
we don't live with
plant-based.
dogs. Yeah.
I still have to be careful.
Yeah, we don't live with dogs, and people will ask us that a lot. They'll be like, "Can dogs be vegan? What do you think about dogs?" We don't live with dogs, so we're not here to tell you anything about dogs. We're also not vets, but to our knowledge, people have had great success with certain breeds of dogs on
omnivore-
100% plant-based.
Omnivore means you can subsist on either or both.
teacher.
Your body.
More so recently, the vegan teacher.
If she kept on eating animals, I suggested to her that no, she would not be going to heaven. If you want to get to heaven, you better be vegan. 'Cause God has a message for you. Why the aren't you vegan? Yeah. Do you want some tofu? I'm almost ready to come out of the closet. You see how they pick on me. We were all of us born vegan. Don't worry, come out.
Quite a few problematic.
Again, that vegan teacher has some, clickbaity, controversial stuff that she puts out there for attention, and it worked, by the way. For all the people online that are talking about that vegan teacher, it worked. But really think about it.
That's not, I don't know, for attention. Maybe that's just her style. And that's the way she does her activism.
Yeah,
And that's
it brought a focus to vegan. I mean, the more people that are speaking about veganism, the more focus will be brought to veganism. And she's doing it her way. We're doing it our way. Joey Carbstrong does it his way. That vegan couple do it their way.
He picked the most two of the most controversial activists. Like, did he show Joey Carbstrong's very logical conversations that he has with people doing his street activism? Did he show Natasha and Luca doing their activism? Hudson, David Rams, there are activists out there.
Like an Earthling Ed speech.
Yeah.
Very measured.
He went all the way over here.
Right.
And he's like, well, this is what I don't like about vegans. This is why I don't want to be vegan. Because
That's
of
why
these
I started
people.
killing cows again. Because that vegan teacher is weird. But honestly, just think about what she's saying in the clip. She's saying if you want to get to heaven, you have to be vegan, right? So, I mean, we're not a religious channel. We're not here to debate religion. But it's kind of weird to assert, that if you believe in a God who's all-loving, all-knowing, all-compassionate, and he created this world with these beautiful sentient beings in it. We are some of the sentient beings. We're not all of them. Why would he create these animals with the ability to experience joy and pain and sadness and joy, only to have us kill them by the trillions and eat them just because we like the way they taste?
Yeah.
And destroy his planet that he created? And destroy our own bodies that he created? Or was that his plan? It does warrant some some thinking.
Yeah.
Vegans make claims without scientific support and promote an unhealthy or very restrictive, clean vegan diet to a large audience.
Headlines worldwide after boasting she ate 20 bananas a day. All the experts are saying what you're doing is
Freely
dangerous.
again?
Is that a message you should be taking on board?
People will always judge what they don't understand. Medical science isn't the only way to cure something or treat something.
While claiming to promote a diet
Oh,
of
brother.
abundance, she actually promotes an insanely unnecessarily restrictive diet that demonizes really healthy foods like legumes and nuts and wheat, no cooked food before 4 p.m.
What certification do you have for?
Wait a minute. Raw till 4 just means raw till 4 p.m. After 4 p.m. you can have legumes.
That's my understanding. I honestly don't really know because we don't focus on diet. We're not dietitians, we're not nutritionists, we're not doctors. We focus on what we know, and what we know is that we weren't supposed to be eating animals in the first place, and processed food is shit. Speaking
Not
of,
great.
So
The
it was
mayo and
like
the
salsa
salsa
Lizano.
Lizano.
Yeah, salsa Lizano. We don't promote this, but I will tell you it is delicious. But we know that those, we know that processed food is junk. We know that, what was the other thing I said? I just threw myself off.
Animal products are bad. Animal products do cause poor health outcomes for humans. Whether you want to argue that we're omnivores or herbivores.
Yeah. Now, anything as far as fasting goes, at what time to eat certain foods and which foods to eat first.
Yeah. Or whether you have to eat raw.
That is just not what we focus on in our activism. We eat the things that we eat on our own time, and we hope that everyone out there does their own research in terms of their food, because I don't want to be responsible for anyone's, I don't know, it's like what people eat.
To be fair, Freely is a nutritionist, I think a fitness instructor, and a vegan activist. She's both.
Yeah, she's one of the only.
Yeah, she is a nutritionist.
And she focuses
more so on ethics.
No, the other way around. No, she focuses more on nutrition now.
Yes, well, she has a channel now called the Frugivore Diet channel. Or something.
But I think she switched it from Freely to the Frugivore Diet.
Yeah.
But despite the fact that she focuses so heavily on diet and food, and she does response videos to people, she still is an ethical vegan. She always brings up the animals. And even she did a video recently, a response to this guy, forget his name, who recently went vegan, and she was like, well, let's see if he really went vegan, for the animals. And so we know that's her, I don't know if it's her primary driver, it might be her primary driver, but it's definitely one of her drivers.
Yeah. And I mean, her belief is that we should be eating a fruit-based diet. She doesn't promote an all-fruit diet, to my knowledge, and she did come up with raw till 4, but raw till 4 is also not all raw.
And that sounds perfectly logical to me.
Yeah.
We have these hands. They seem to be really good at picking stuff out of trees.
We also have trichromatic vision, so we can see bright colors. That Gracie May, as beautiful and wonderful and special as Gracie May is, Gracie May cannot see the colors that you and I can see.
But she can see the colors that are fitting for her biology, which is more emotion than color.
Yeah. So, anyway.
So I have certification in nutrition, so advanced
From where?
certification. From the Australian Institute of Fitness.
Okay.
That's interesting, Freely, given that the nutrition degree that the Australian Institute of Fitness provides is, in fact, just a diploma that personal trainers can receive in order for their general advice to be sound.
Which itself can lead to unhealthy, disordered eating habits.
Wait, I don't want to get too much into this, but it's I don't know who was responding to Freely. This clip is completely out of context. But it seems weird to say that,
well, someone went into and figured out that she didn't have the title she claimed she had or something. I don't know.
Well, but what she said is that's just a diploma, which is every degree is just a diploma. I mean, again, this is really out of context. I just want to see how she phrased it here.
that personal trainers can receive in order for their general
Institute of Fitness.
Okay.
That's interesting, Freely, given that the nutrition degree that the Australian Institute of Fitness provides is in fact just a diploma that personal trainers can receive in order for their general advice to be sound, which
It's just a diploma that
Personal trainers can receive in order for their advice to be sound.
But it's not a fake. I don't know. That's weird. That's like pointing to like our degrees on the wall and goes, "Oh, it's just a diploma." It's like you did the courses and you would. Anyway, it's out of context.
Fish itself can lead to unhealthy, disordered eating habits. But don't get me confused. I'm not saying going vegan can lead to having an eating disorder. It's more so those really extreme vegan diets.
She's not eating. Does he even know that she's not vegan?
She's a carnivore now.
When he did this in March, she went like carnivore
like a year ago.
Like over a year ago.
Okay.
Where a person becomes so obsessed with clean living, much of it picked up on social media, that it controls their life and mind and makes them sick.
I also
isn't that Ravana?
Yeah, I think so. But
she's not vegan, bro.
I hate how this plays into the whole stigma with vegans only eat grass, when in reality there is a wide variety of not so healthy but still delicious vegan food out there. The other big issue that I have with veganism that I am extremely guilty of myself, there is a sense of moral supremacy when it comes to being vegan. It's very evident to some vegans that they do feel superior and better.
why what other people think about themselves matters so much to you or to whoever. I hear this so much. Why do you care so much about how other people feel about themselves? Let them feel how they feel about themselves. Here's the thing. Let's take apart the phrase morally superior, because it's almost redundant. It's almost like saying ethical veganism. If something is moral, then the opposite of that is not moral. Mm-hmm. If something is moral, then it is superior to that which is not moral.
Mm-hmm. Or immoral, yeah.
So to say that some vegans feel morally superior, first of all, I don't know, that is not a statistic. I don't even know who you're friends with and who you're or if that's just a projection, a personal projection, because you are conflicted on the inside. And when you see someone who is actually making moral choices, then that maybe turns the mirror around on you, and then you don't feel so moral. So that makes you feel maybe a little bit triggered. Mm-hmm. And then so it comes off as like, oh, well, they think they're all that, huh? Right? So maybe the choice, that maybe the concern should really be about what you think about yourself. How do you feel about your choices? Don't worry about what other people think about themselves, about you. If you're standing up for something you believe in, then let people think whatever. We've been at this for 5 years. Do you think anything anyone has ever said to us on social media, in the comments section, has impacted it's so funny because people think they can just say things and that will read it and be like, oh no, we should stop doing this. People hate us. No.
Yeah, it's
no,
funny
that's
to me.
not how it works.
It's funny to me that people like this individual, again, don't know him from Adam. I don't, never seen his channel before, but he's going down this trail that we've heard before, which is, I don't want to be like those judgy, morally superior vegans, so I'm not going to be vegan anymore. It's funny because no one goes vegan in hopes that more people will like them. Maybe John Venus. I don't know. But people who jump on the vegan fad, like Ravana, like Raw Alignment, like Bonnie Rebecca, like all of these people, Tim Sheaf, all of these folks that we've discussed in the past. Mm-hmm. Maybe they jumped on the buzzword vegan in hopes that it would propel their popularity, right? But in general, you don't decide to make a moral decision because you hope more people will like you. You make the decision because it's the right thing to do. Oddly enough, the opposite way, when people say, oh, I'm leaving veganism, I'm no longer vegan, I'm ex-vegan, what they're doing is, I don't want to be like these vegans that I see over here. So I'm going to go back to what I was doing before so that I will be liked more. I don't want to be considered a part of this group. I want to be a pick-me vegan, a doormat vegan. I want to be over here and be, hey guys, I'm cool. I want to be Billie Eilish. Hi. I'm vegan, but whatever, you guys, whatever.
You do you.
I mean, yeah, cool, whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah.
That's not an ethical stance. That's not how we achieved women's rights, civil rights, LGBTQ rights. Like, that's not how any of this happened. It's like, well, I think treating women poorly is wrong, but I mean, I guess you guys do your thing. I think it's bad, but no, people stood up for women's rights. People stood up for civil rights.
Yeah.
And people had a problem with it. A lot of people had a problem with it.
Oh, yeah.
And so people are going to have a problem with vegans, like, because we're challenging the status quo. We're looking at what everybody does on a normal day-to-day basis, and we're saying this is wrong. Come here. And I also think, like, the morally superior thing, I don't like it when people claim, oh, well, some vegans are a-holes and other vegans are nice, so you can't really say that being vegan makes you a better person. That's not what people mean when they compare, like, the morality. You have to judge everything in a vacuum by itself. Like, all other traits being equal, would a person who needlessly abuses animals for taste pleasure or a person who does not needlessly abuse animals for taste pleasure, which person is a better person? All other traits being equal. Obviously, the person who does not needlessly abuse animals. Same with the person who does not abuse children, does not abuse women.
And what you just said actually brings up another point. Why? So he's acknowledging, for example, some people are extreme. Some people are a-holes or whatever. He didn't say that. I'm putting words into his mouth. But some people are morally superior, feel morally superior. Why not focus? Why is the focus on that group that you don't want to aspire to be like, and not on the group of people, which are many, that are actually very kind, very logical, you know, they can carry on a conversation and speak up for animals with conviction?
Mm-hmm.
Why not put the focus on the people that you want to be like? Just very simple. Do you want to come here with mommy? I hear clickety clack, clickety clack. We're gonna put Jackie on. Oh, we're gonna bring Jackie.
Jackie, you want to be on camera?
There's so many things here. I hope you don't get
sweetheart.
scared. There's so many things. I know. This is Jackie.
Hi,
You guys know Jackie.
That's my princess.
Jackie is one of our rescues. All super chat donations will go to cover her medical bills. And Fireru and Antonio's. We are doing well. We are doing better. We are worm free. Remember last?
We got one more cycle, right?
Yeah, we have one more cycle.
When you deworm an animal, you give them like a dose for a certain period of time, and then you have to wait, and then you do a second round.
My goodness.
So we're just waiting for our second round, right? Let's see what else this.
Let's see. Oh,
Whoa.
dear.
Hi, Aria.
Everyone's here.
Very exciting. You popped up on the table quick. Stop it.
Please don't do that
Stop it,
because it's
girls.
gonna spill stuff.
Stop it, girls.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And she startled Gracie.
Gracie May,
Don't
calm
do
down.
that. Okay.
It's okay. She didn't mean to scare you.
Than others, so they feel like they can judge others who aren't vegan.
And the best part about going vegan is that you don't have to be an animal abusing hypocrite anymore.
We should all
That is fact.
have a better awareness.
You know what?
It's
Making
not
a practical
force
decision in the supermarket.
everyone.
Choose soy milk over dairy milk. Choose tofu over beef.
Can I ask
Choose
you a question,
plants
Derek?
over murdered animals. That's a practical solution. Going out, getting a gun and shooting a deer in the head like you do is not a practical solution for the working class in the UK.
Let's just
That's all
that
facts.
all makes sense.
That's all facts.
None of that is extreme or preachy.
And I think it's perfectly fine to judge people. Well, no, like, listen, if someone, like James Aspie had said this before, if you have, if someone's just
If someone knows the...
If you know the facts, if you know your actions are causing suffering.
If you know what happens in a slaughterhouse.
If you know all those things and you still proceed to live life ignorantly, then you're just being ignorant and you're just being a hypocrite. And I think I can judge you for that. Mm-hmm. I can say, that sucks. That's shitty. That's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
Just stop.
It's weird that he pulled Hudson's clip. Hudson's chill
AF.
We're friends with Hudson. He used to live in LA. He moved to the East Coast. We've done activism with Hudson. We've gone to sanctuaries with Hudson. He's not a preachy dude. He's simply saying...
But he's straightforward, which we love about him. He's straightforward. He speaks with conviction. He has great conversations. He does great street activism. So this kid is like...
And he's what, like 23, 22? I don't know how old he's like.
Yeah, he's
gonna
young.
Change the world. Like
that's
the young kids
so
are
he's our future.
Inherit the earth, and I'm glad that there's a young voice out there in Hudson who's basically saying one of the great things about being vegan is you no longer have to be a hypocrite, because most people say I love animals, I care for animals, I would never want to harm an animal, but I will go to KFC and I will buy, murdered animal parts. Those two things don't go together. Most people will say one thing and then do another thing. That is hypocrisy. That's just the definition. You might not like the word, but that's what it is.
But he's obviously triggered because he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. I'm still waiting to hear why he decided to. We'll see. We'll see.
Establish that being vegan doesn't necessarily make you ethically better than everyone else, because you can still be vegan and care for the animals and the environment, but still be traveling everywhere and flying around the world, which just contributes largely to global warming. And another
That's assuming that all vegans fly everywhere and travel around the world. Like what is that called?
How many vegans jet set?
I don't know, but wouldn't it be better to be a vegan and jet set than what happened? Than to not be a vegan and still jet set? Oops.
Let's go back to the beginning.
It's okay. That's fine. So, you're causing double the suffering. This is kind of the futility, though, argument, right?
Yeah. Or the idea that, like you were saying, non-vegans never jet set.
What is this?
Oh boy.
What is this?
We got some seeds.
Maybe I need to give you more.
Oh, good.
What is this? Need it? What is this? I can put you back down.
That's all the dust that's left.
I know.
I want the seeds and stuff.
I know. Okay, but I mean, this is...
It's like, I would say it's a lot like avocados, though. It's like, so non-vegans don't eat avocados?
Yeah.
Non-vegans don't fly on planes?
Yeah. It's the video we debunked with the couple that, remember?
Yeah, I can't remember now. I think it was alive. It's probably still on our channel.
Okay, let's proceed.
Conception is that being vegan does not equate to being healthy. You could
Correct.
Right.
Still be vegan and eat nothing but processed junk food every day. Which
Correct.
brings us to the next point, that veganism, quite frankly, is a privilege.
Beyond Burgers, Gardein, those aren't accessible worldwide. We have fruits and vegetables.
I'm just gonna go over here and take a moment.
What? You're leaving frame for mental reasons?
I think anytime that will get brought up, you'll see me. That'll just be the thing that I do.
So Ibrahim Kamit.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Ibrahim Kamit, I'm sorry. Being against the needless suffering of animals is a privilege. I think what he means is eating processed vegan food is expensive. And so it is a privilege to be able to afford those things. Much like processed animal foods, or animal foods in general. Going out and buying a steak dinner is expensive.
Yeah.
Going out and buying a nice Italian dinner with a lot of cheese is expensive. In fact, buying quote unquote good cheese, good quality meat, good quality eggs, those are all expensive. Those are expensive things, and thus they require money.
Here, my love.
So I guess in his opinion, that would require privilege. What are some of the cheapest calories on the planet? Rice,
Starches.
potatoes,
Legumes.
beans, dried beans, split peas, chickpeas, oats, lentils, carrots, onions.
Bananas.
Yeah, bananas.
I mean,
these are cheap.
Local, if like shop, you know, buy in season, buy local. There are ways to not break the bank when you're eating. I mean, I don't understand.
You can be vegan or non-vegan, and you can choose to buy expensive food or buy inexpensive food.
Mm-hmm.
Believing that animal suffering is wrong has nothing to do with it.
Let's see what he meant by privilege. Maybe he talks about that.
Everywhere. Like
There's food
basic
deserts,
plants.
though.
Privilege.
Yes,
Beyond
we know.
Burgers, Gardein, like those aren't accessible worldwide. We
Again, this is a vegan talking to a room of vegans.
And also, yes, some processed foods are not available worldwide.
Yeah.
And
they're expensive.
And
when they are.
Beyond Meat in Costa Rica, 2 patties.
Oh.
I found this Beyond Meat package of 2 patties at a store in a very touristy beach area, $17.
Yep.
Heck.
For what here would cost $5.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know how Ethan Brown is doing that stuff, but you don't have to buy Beyond Meat.
You don't. In fact,
to be vegan.
We were in Costa Rica with your family, and we went to the store to buy Beyond Burgers to make burgers for everybody. We realized, wow, Beyond Burgers are very expensive here in Costa Rica. So what did we do? We bought black beans, which are very cheap, and then we made black bean burgers instead.
And everybody liked them.
And everybody was fine. And they taste just as, I mean, they don't taste like Beyond Burgers, but they taste like a really good plant-based burger. It's fine. You can make black bean burgers for really cheap.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What?
Can I just touch on this? Ready? I don't know.
I mean, if you...
Well, nah. Okay, if anyone wants...
Yeah.
That's fine. We decided
It was
to...
an active chat.
Yeah.
But no super chats. So we're going to stick with the video. But if you guys really want your voices heard and if you want Jackie and Fairu and Antonio to get a little help in their animal rescue fund, leave us a super chat.
But I'm still reading some of your stuff, and I'll think my thoughts to myself.
Beyond Burgers, Gardein, like those aren't accessible worldwide. We have fruits and vegetables everywhere, like
There's food
basic
deserts
plants.
though, and in Iceland their diet is just, it's such a cold climate. It's all like sheep, fish, you know, it's really dairy, because
But they don't
that's
have
what
any
the
fruits or
land-
vegetables out there whatsoever at all.
There are just so many factors.
And then you cut away from
the answer to
the
that
answer
question.
to the question, which is, do they have fruits and vegetables in Iceland? I would imagine they do. Maybe not remote parts of Iceland.
And if they didn't, then let's not talk about Iceland. Let's talk about the people who have the choice, who are not living in food deserts. And I am sorry for the people who want to be vegan and live in food deserts. I know there are organizations out there trying to change that. We do not specialize in that area. We are mostly, our activism is focused towards the people who can make those choices on a daily basis and still choose not to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is who our activism is for. And there are other activists out there who have different fields of expertise. So look for them.
And I do remember watching that Jubilee video. It bothers me that Ibrahim is taking things out of context because that conversation went on, and the woman who brought up Iceland talked about how she lived in very, very, very rural Iceland with a tribe and lived for a few weeks, and what they could eat was like, you know, sheep's milk and catch fish and stuff. Like, we're not talking about people living in rural Iceland. We're talking about people living in Terre Haute, Indiana, and they can go to a Kroger and they choose to buy meat.
We have our first super chat of the day. Thank you so much, Catherine Green.
Thank you, Catherine.
$4.99. She says, I make veggie burgers out of tofu, refried beans, and oats.
Ooh,
whoa!
And actually, the texture sounds right.
They are super good.
Yeah, because the refried beans gives you that adhesion.
Oh, we should try that.
We should try that.
It's one of those things I'll admit sounds weird, but like when I think about it put together,
no, the texture,
that makes sense.
the texture sounds like it would be just about right. Yeah. And even the little tofu in there might even have the Like if you do refried pinto beans with the crumbled tofu in it, it might give it that marbled look that a beef patty has. You know?
Yes, that is right.
Or like refried dark red kidney beans. But that sounds good. Thank you, Catherine.
Okay.
And Jackie and Antonio and Fireru say thank you too. What's the matter?
I realized my mic was like in my shirt, so I hope there wasn't too much like shirt sound.
Oh.
If you guys, I don't know.
If there was,
if that'd be-
we were live and now you've had to deal with it.
Sorry.
That we need to be considerate of people who aren't necessarily following a vegan diet. There's also the religious and cultural and medical reasons as
Let's talk about everyone else but me, right? Who, Ibrahim? Let's
Ibrahim's
talk about...
a YouTuber with 250K subscribers, and this is a sponsored video by Skillshare. So I'm pretty sure Ibrahim has the ability to go buy Beyond Burgers and Gardein, and he apparently was vegan because now he's no longer vegan, quote unquote. So Ibrahim is perfectly capable
of being...
of living a vegan lifestyle, and he's choosing not to because
Other
Iceland,
people.
though, religion, though, fringe medical examples, though, like, first of all, religion and culture, don't care. I don't care what your religion or your culture is if it involves exploiting animals needlessly for food.
Yeah.
It's not an excuse.
No.
I don't care. I don't care that your grandma made these certain cookies. My grandma made cookies too, and they had butter in them, and I don't eat them anymore.
Yeah.
Because you can make them with vegan butter. You can make them with margarine. My grandma made the best pumpkin pie. But if she puts animal products in it, I'm not going to eat it. I love my grandma.
Culture is not an
But
excuse.
I don't.
Culture is not an excuse for animal abuse.
Yeah.
Tradition is not an excuse for animal abuse. A culture that is based on abuse and exploitation needs to do some re-evaluating.
I mean, why do we? I mean, there are people out there, right? That like there are certain religious practices that we view as wrong, even though they're part of our religion.
Mhm.
We go, ooh, that practice, that's wrong, but it's part of their religion. So you got to live and let live, right?
Yeah.
You got to live and let live. Oh, wait, no, because it's oppressing or mutilating or harming or discriminating against humans. Now we care.
Yeah.
But non-humans, not so much. All we're saying is we care about the non-humans too.
Yep.
as to why one may not be vegan. Some people are simply not financially capable, and not everyone has access to fresh.
What are they eating in the picture there? He just showed impoverished children. First of all, John Venus, not vegan.
He's not.
Raw alignment, not vegan. Ravana, not vegan. John
Well,
Venus.
John Venus is back to be vegan.
Oh,
I guess.
he's re-vegan?
He's re-vegan.
These children are eating what looks like
Rice.
rice. Last time I checked, rice was vegan. I'm confused.
It's strange to me when people say that veganism is expensive, because if veganism were expensive, those children would be eating steak, right?
I mean, they should be eating bacon or
Chicken
cheese
or
something, right?
Yeah.
But they're eating rice. Weird. Even though they're impoverished, because veganism is expensive, so they can't be vegan, so they're eating rice.
Wait. Why is John Venus in the same?
Capable, and not everyone has access to fresh vegetables.
Okay.
Because he's saying not everyone has
has
access to fresh vegetables and fruits, like John Venus, who is not really vegan, or his son is not vegan.
We watched it because last we heard,
yeah,
he's vegan.
Wow.
If he goes not vegan again, then I'm done. I'm done. Like we've played this game.
We got another super chat. Peter Cunnington.
Peter Cunnington, thank you so much. You're always so supportive. We love Peter Cunnington. We met him in Europe on our little activist trip that we did like 2 years ago.
March tour.
Yeah, and we met in the UK in London when we did the Animal Rights March there. And Peter says, my brother is having a wedding and his fiance is Vietnamese, and they're having a roasted pig at the tea ceremony because it's cultural. I'm against it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you need that?
You don't
Why do you
have to
need
go.
a dead pig on how do you handle that, Peter? Like, I mean, it's so hard. Because that's the thing. It's like your brother. You kind of, you want to go to the wedding. You should go to the wedding. And it's one of those things where sometimes we have to, when we went to Costa Rica 2 years ago, I hadn't seen my family in 10 years. And we had to be around
Present.
them. We had to be present at a couple of social gatherings where animals were being consumed. And not that we, like here, and it's hard to say now because of the everything that's been going on, but normally we wouldn't go to, you know, holiday gatherings where the centerpiece is an animal, or barbecues, things that are like titled like, you know, 4th of July barbecue, because we know, you know, those are like, it's asking for it.
They're going to be grilling pigs and cows.
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, if it's like, hey, come to my house, like I'm having, watch a movie, I don't know, like something where the focus is not the food, and there happen to be animals there, then I guess, you know, it's, I don't know that isolating ourselves from non-vegans is necessarily the right way to go, but some days I might feel like
It
doing
depends
it.
on
You know,
your audience
it
too.
depends, and
If
on
you-
who they are. Like your family, you want to support your family.
And if people know you well enough, you can just tell. Like I got to a point with some of my closest friends where I would ask them if we were at a restaurant that wasn't fully vegan, had vegan options, but not fully vegan restaurant.
Yeah.
They would order something non-vegan, and I would ask them, "Hey, would you mind calling the waiter back and can you order the vegan alternative, please?"
Brian
like I'm sitting right here.
Brian
Like, come on.
has the courage to do. I still.
But that's with a close friend, like who
Yeah.
has seen my videos, seen the activism, seen the debates, you know,
Yeah.
still chose to order and I was like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
We
Like,
eat
when
what,
someone-
1,200 meals a year?
When
Can you eat
someone
one
does
vegan?
that, like blatantly in
Yeah.
your face, knowing that you, like, this is our life. Like we literally, we devote so much of our love and time and energy to speaking up for the animals, and someone just blatantly orders a burger in front of you, who knows this about you, that's just rude. That's
Well,
just rude.
and Peter says he might step out for the tea ceremony.
That's
which
a good.
is
That's
like,
a good idea.
That would send a message.
Yeah,
You know?
that would send a message, because it's. I mean.
Why do you need a roasted pig at a tea
and
ceremony?
it's usually
called
a
tea
baby
ceremony.
pig, because they have to be small enough, you know. Oh.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, people have this misconception that mini pigs are a thing, or pot-bellied pigs are a thing.
I'm gonna bring Ruru because he seems so lonely over there.
Oh.
Aw,
You'll
look
have to
at them.
unpin his white towel.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Honey, hi honey. But
But
wait
yeah,
for me.
I think I've told this story on the channel before where, maybe I haven't actually, but it was a year or two ago, pre-COVID, where my mom was trying to organize like a giant family retreat to this beach in North Carolina, and I offered to be the it was going to be like my immediate family, grandparents, uncles, cousins, you know, aunts, and everybody was going to be there.
Okay.
And I volunteered to be the family's chef for the entire 7 days. I said, yeah, I would love to go on this trip. Please let me, you know, take care of all the meals. I'll prepare breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'll prepare desserts. I'll make people coffee and tea and stuff like that. And I'll do it all vegan. And my mom said she would be happy to do that, but certain members of my family were not willing to do that, so I didn't go. And it is painful. It does hurt. It is difficult. But I find that there's actually a lot of strength in making that decision too, where you're saying, no, I offered to be the free chef for 7 days for like 30, 40, 50 people, and that wasn't good enough, so I'm just not going to go.
Yeah.
And that's
I
that.
kind of all, and I think one of the times I think I've called out a couple, you know, not called out, but I guess, well, one of them was a call out. I think I called out a close family member for hiding chicken under their lettuce in front of me when we were at a family gathering. And that ended well. I'll say that. It ended well. It ended with an apology. But sometimes, you know, it's when you feel the blood rising to your head and you're like, I can't hold this in, I can't hold this in, I should not hold this in. Can't hold this in, I have to say something. Like, how can you let that go? You cannot let that go. That is an opportunity, you know? And and you don't know what effect it might have. And it's the worst that can happen is like, you know, the person feels whatever they feel, and then they don't react well, and you know, and you have to sort of work on the relationship a little bit. But if you don't say anything, then that's animals they might continue to keep consuming. That's lives that you can save with a few words. What are we doing?
Oh, just moving that over a little bit.
Okay, let's continue. This is Ruru. Fire Ruru. Fire Ruru. He's doing better. As you can see, his comb is red now, but he's still having a little bit of dysphagia. That means trouble
swallowing sometimes.
Dyspnea is trouble breathing, and dysphagia is trouble swallowing because of the inflammation he had in his mouth from like a few weeks ago. That's okay. You. But we're gonna go try to fix that now.
And his prosthetics on the way.
And the prosthetic, yeah, his second.
Well, we didn't know it was the
prototype.
Yeah,
they sent us his prosthetic, and we were like,
it's actually right.
This didn't come with instructions. It didn't come with. It doesn't fit.
So his.
But that was apparently the prototype.
But this is just for fitting purposes.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look great, and it functions okay.
Yeah, but see, it's so short. It's so
really short.
It's so short. I know, it's so short. We're there, but the final one is
gonna be
on
nice.
the way, and it'll have straps and it'll fit better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Vegetables and fruits or plant-based food, especially for impoverished communities and countries where unfortunately it's cheaper and convenient to buy fast food or non-vegan food.
Because they don't have any fruits or vegetables out there whatsoever at all.
So now I want to talk about the pros and tips on becoming vegan. TMI, my whole life I've had really bad digestion.
Wait, a non-vegan is going to give pros and tips on how to be vegan?
Wait, is that what he said? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Now I want to talk about the pros and tips on becoming vegan. TMI, my whole life I've had really bad digestion. I would spend 20 to 30 minutes just trying to poop in the toilet because my digestion and diet was pretty bad. But ever since I started eating more vegan, the best part is that my poop, 5 minutes, and I'm done. What I also really like about practicing a vegan diet is that I now intuitively choose to eat healthier and eat better or eat whole foods. The other thing I really love is that it is honestly really, really exciting and fun in the kitchen because you get so creative and innovative when it comes to cooking. I love experimenting with ways I can make homemade vegan meat. There are just so many recipes out there, and yet again, eating vegan doesn't mean you have to be healthy. There are like KFC fried chicken recipes. We don't need a handful of people being perfectly sustainable. We need millions of people doing it imperfectly. The reason why I say I'm not vegan...
We don't need millions of people. We don't need a handful of people not abusing children. We need millions of people not abusing children imperfectly. See what happens when you replace the victim, how ridiculous that... I get the logic of it. I get the theory behind it. But we're talking about animal abuse. Let's not forget what the root of this whole thing is. We're talking about animal suffering, animal abuse. It's not... Eating is not a separate thing. Like, he's treating food like it's a separate thing from veganism. I mean, in fact, he calls it vegan food still. I mean, we're ignoring that now because we've covered this already. But he's, the focus seems to be food, health.
What happened, my boy?
It's okay. I think he sees the chips and he's like, it's almost time for a snackaroo.
Okay.
It's almost time.
We got 3 minutes left on the video. Can you wait? And then we'll do a little comida?
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I was going to say we do that with our language, right?
Yeah.
It's not dead cow, it's beef.
Steak.
It's not dead pig, it's pork.
Yeah.
It's bacon.
More so that I don't like the label anymore. I hate the fact that some vegans make you feel that if you are not fully vegan, then you're a terrible person.
Can't be fully vegan. You're either vegan or you're not.
Yeah, you can be a regular non-vegan and then, you don't have to... oh, gosh.
Can you be?
He really
can you
wants
be partially or fully homophobic?
I don't know.
Or can you be fully or partially feminist?
I just wish that more vegans, including my past self, would be much friendlier and welcoming and inclusive to...
Ibrahim, hey man, good job on the video, man. Great job on the video. Can we be friends? Awesome. Now, can you stop abusing animals, please? Like, what does he want? Like, does he want us to be friendly? Like, Ibrahim, bro, nice hat. Looking good. Very handsome. Anyway, can you stop needlessly abusing animals? Like, what?
I don't know. His past self, like, I want to know what his past self as a vegan was like. Because if your focus was food, I can't see you speaking up for the animals. You haven't spoken up for the animals once in this video. You haven't stated a single pro about how being vegan excludes animal suffering.
Mm-hmm.
This is all about
diet,
bullshit, food and health stuff. It's unrelated to veganism. What was your past self like? Show me how you were not nice to people, because how could you be not nice about food if that was your focus? Yeah, yes, I know. It's the nerve. Okay.
Non-vegans without shaming or belittling those who aren't vegan. I don't like how it's all or nothing. You're either vegan or you're not vegan, and then that makes people not want to be vegan at all, and then they just hate veganism, which is so unnecessary.
Isn't that what you just did? You
It's
just said you don't want to be vegan anymore because you don't like extreme vegans?
Yeah, I'm
There's
confused.
Nikocado Avocado. Do you remember me? Eat a raw fruit and veggie diet. On raw fruits like me, and I'm telling you, you'll feel so good. Oh.
Turkey baster, up in here. Turkey baster.
Like, it doesn't have...
So
What is that?
I don't know
He
why.
clearly looked better and healthier when he was vegan.
Yeah. But I think Nick Ocado, and I'm not a psychologist. I don't even watch his videos, but I know I can see what happened.
There's mental issues involved.
I think goes beyond.
I mean, he went from being a plant-based YouTuber to like a 40,000 calorie mukbanger. And he put on like 200 pounds and.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with veganism?
I don't know. I don't know.
Have to be that way. I think you can have a flexible, unlabeled diet that works for you and your lifestyle. You don't need to justify your diet to anyone. At the end of the day,
It's not about you. It's not about you, Ibrahim. It's not about this is not a you do you thing. This is a live animal that people are making the choice to contribute to their suffering.
Mm-hmm.
They are live animals. No one gets it. Like look at him. Okay? He is a victim of well, I don't actually know about it, but his breed is a victim of cockfighting.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie pulled her off of a slaughter truck. This is what you're telling people when you're like, you do you. Everyone's diet is their own personal choice. Bull crap.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a personal choice to abuse animals. Bull crap.
Yeah. And Antonio is a barred rock. So commonly exploited, abused animal. Barred rock chicken. All three of these animals that we've rescued were all rescued from a life of abuse.
Yeah.
if you're doing your best, you're reducing your environmental impact or you're reducing your animal byproduct intake, you are still doing a fantastic job. I find that following vegan food accounts has
You are, but you're just not vegan.
really helped me to also crave more vegan delicious meals, which I also want to give a quick shout out to my friend who has started this amazing vegan food business in Brunei, which I think is just so innovative.
He
and
really likes
progressive.
food.
Lastly, I think it's really important to do your thorough research on veganism if you are going to try be a vegan. There are health consequences to it if you don't do it properly, such as being malnourished. So that's all I have for today.
Ooh, I'm gonna write a comment in there.
But there's no
because
health
I have
implications of being non-vegan,
There-
right? Just eat McDonald's and Burger King every day if you're non-vegan.
Yeah.
Don't even think about planning your diet. Who cares?
This is very food focused. And it's, you know, when people make these kinds of videos, they are trying to get because they couldn't do it for whatever reason. He still has not given me a reason. Have we heard a reason?
Yeah, he says
We
why I'm
have-
no longer vegan.
We have not. This is not a why. This is not the answer to that question, Ibrahim. So
If anything, it's I
What-
don't like extreme judgy vegans.
yeah, I guess that's what it is. He doesn't like extreme judgy vegans. He doesn't want to be judged. All these me, I. It's all me, because this is like, you know, millennials. I get it. Like, I'm kind of at the borderline of millennialism. I feel like 85 later should be what is classified as millennial, because I see a big difference between, you know, it's just so me focused.
Yeah.
And I did not hear a single thing about the victims here, even though you're talking about veganism. You do not know what veganism is,
Yeah.
Ibrahim, unfortunately. And yeah, it's all about food. It's all about.
It's funny.
No, what I was gonna say before I forget. Because he couldn't do it, now he is making a video telling other people it's okay if you can't, if you don't want to be
just don't
vegan.
bother.
Or just, yeah, but because he wants to feel not alone in the cruelty that he's contributing to. So because he is a big voice, he knows he will have influence over other people's choices, and he will be able to feel accompanied in those choices that he's making. And you can see it in the likes, in the I don't know, I haven't read the comments. I kind of don't want to, but
well, it's strange to me that like he spent a good chunk of this video talking about how orthorexia and this excessive focus on health and dieting and clean eating can be a problem, but he seems to also be very focused on foodie channels and foodie Instagram accounts and food and health, and he went vegan for health and he wanted to lose weight. And then
well, again,
he's showing pictures of people.
Are we turning the mirror around on ourselves? Are you projecting? Because it certainly sounds like that's what's happening.
And right here in the recommended, right up there on the top right, recommended another Ibrahim Kamit video, The Dark Reality Behind Male Beauty Standards. Seems like he might be a little preoccupied with
appearance
and health and beauty.
I'd like to see what his other videos look like too. But you can finish that one up. I think we're done.
Video. I hope this actually inspired you guys to try out the vegan diet and eat more vegan and just.
Hold on!
I hope my why I'm no longer vegan video and problem with vegans video inspired you to try a vegan diet. Really? Are you kidding me right now? How do you think? Why would you think this video would inspire people? You just tore apart veganism, because you really didn't talk about veganism at all. You didn't talk about the animals at all, the ethics at all. Yeah. I know Antonio's very upset too. Like, this is so
less
crazy.
Animal products and realize that you don't have to be a perfect vegan. You don't have to have the label at the end of the day. Screw the labels.
Look, you don't have to stop hitting women altogether. You know, if you want to beat your girlfriend on the weekends, you know, it's cool, man. Like, you can lose control every once in a while. You can commit violence a little bit, okay? Screw the label of being a non-abuser, like whatever, just whatever.
It's just be yourself. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Please do share with me your opinions about this or your experiences and your tips on being vegan. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe and like and turn on the notification.
All right, well, I guess that's it. So
I'm gonna leave a comment later. Oh, man.
All right, Ibrahim.
All right, guys. Well, that was it.
That's it. So, Ibrahim Kamit, the problem with vegans is some vegans
are doormats.
Or
wishy-washy AF. I mean, I don't see where you were vegan.
I don't even know if he was vegan.
Can you click on his channel there?
On his channel?
On on that thing. So we'll see what the thing looks like.
Do you want them to see it?
Not necessarily, just the video. So tab.
Commentary and lifestyle.
How bullying.
Hold on a second.
Victoria's
Secret. We can do this.
Ridiculous weight loss. Okay. All right. It's a lot about image.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Why are we taught to dislike dark skin? These influencers went too far. Social media is ruining our lives. Wow, it's all very negative. The hidden truth behind cosmetic surgery trends. Go down a little more.
Yeah. The unrealistic toxic beauty standards. I tried Chloe Ting's 2-week shred challenge.
It's an exercise thing.
Yeah. It seemed he's very image focused, I would say.
I mean, that's his thing. That's fine. Everyone can do their thing, but this has nothing to do. Like, I don't even see vegan videos on there. I didn't. Wait.
No.
Like, how would you even know?
This is all of his videos?
How would you even know he was vegan from any of the 8 years ago, 7 years ago? Wait, go again. 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. Okay, so
unless he's been like deleting videos from his channel.
Maybe.
It's crazy.
So in which case, yes, I hope this video inspired you to go vegan. I'm gonna go and delete all my vegan videos.
If they existed.
If they existed, I don't even know. Peter Cunnington, thank you so much for your $2 donation. Do you know about the channel Raw Vegan Rising?
No.
No. What is it?
All right, well.
Yeah. Let us know. Well, look it up. I guess we can look it up. Hi, Jacqueline. Where are you going?
Raw Vegan Rising?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, let's see what it is. Jacqueline! Oh, Lord. Heal, detoxify, and regenerate with a raw vegan diet and lifestyle. I work to help others see their own potential through living food. Okay, let's scroll down for a second. Videos. In order to sounds a lot like, well,
Raw Vegan Rising.
it sounds like it still sounds food focused just on the first 2 rows.
Why eating, how to get perfect digestion on raw vegan.
Oh, are you okay?
Man's quest for health with vegetable police.
We have a
vegetable police. That dude's not vegan.
Go down, go down, go down.
Yeah, it seems like he's like freely inspired, I guess. He's just very very
raw
fruit
vegan,
and raw food.
Which is fine.
It's fine.
I'm very suspicious of these kinds of, yeah, I'd have to get to know him, because if you know, like I know like Mike the Vegan, for example, his whole channel is about health, and he's got the degree and he's got the, you know, the expertise to back all that up, but we also know that he is vegan for the animals.
Yep.
Like he's an ethical, I don't want to say it, ethical vegan.
It's unfortunate you have to say it.
Yeah, we have to clarify.
Peter Cunnington says he's
a vegan raw YouTuber who thinks that all raw food will solve all your health problems. Check out the Magic Wand video. Well,
maybe we can check it out next time. It's 17 minutes.
Oh, there it is, the Magic Wand.
Yeah.
The Magic Wand video.
Maybe we'll check that out next time or in the future, because 17 minutes and we're already...
plaque. Mucoid plaque. That sounds like something I'd want to watch. It's just because it sounds weird. Okay, guys. We are going to end this video.
That's right.
Bubby here needs a snack, and we are going to continue with our to-do list for the day. And we are so grateful that you were able to join us.
Yeah, about 90 minutes. We try to keep these streams to like 90 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, my
little boy.
My little boy. You has not seen Antonio yet, but he's over there in he has a cat bed, and he nests in it, and he just loves being in it. It's adorable. He just looks like a big chicken carpet. He's like, you can see when he nests, he's so
flattens.
big, he has so much surface area that he just flattens. He looks like a flat, feathery...
A chicken...
yeah.
A round chicken carpet.
What is it? What happened? Oh, what is that? Whoa. I know, my love. I'm gonna clean you. I'm gonna wipe your mouth. He's got a little... We gotta fix that. Okay.
We always try to flip these 2 screens, actually. So that way we're looking this way towards the video when we're watching instead of away from it.
Oh.
Does that bother you guys? All right.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Sorry.
Oh, Peter says the vegan campout went well. Didn't go.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
we heard it was like 10,000 strong.
Someone
Didn't
at the
say
beginning
that?
of the chat said it was like 10,000 strong. That's. Hope everyone
Super
was
spreader.
vaccinated.
Hope so.
Okay.
Alrighty, guys.
Love you. Thank
Until
you
the
so
next
much
video.
for all your donations. They help tremendously. And
They
thank
do.
you for watching with us. It's great to spend our Sundays with you.
Check us out next time. We'll try to make these Sunday live streams maybe a thing.
Yeah.
You guys like the Sunday live stream?
We have
We've
been.
been doing them for a while.
Yeah, it's just easier than editing.
Shooting and editing.
It takes longer too. I think we can make these a more regular thing.
Yeah.
So unless you guys.
I know some people are like, I miss your shorter videos. Okay. Well, some people miss our recipe videos too. Some people miss when we were non-vegan, you know.
Change is okay.
We're gonna change.
Change is
People
okay.
change.
We try out
That's
new
right.
things all the time. That's okay.
Yeah.
Plus,
Right.
our lifestyle has changed now,
right.
so we
We
gotta
have a
be a
lot
little.
more-
Thank you.
We have a lot more to focus on during the week.
We
But
love
love
her.
you.
We love you so much. It's just we take it.
Let me see. Let me see.
You want to take
Let me
Bobby? Yes. Oh.
Oh my goodness. Come here. Oi.
Oh.
Just slide this way.
We has to be very gentle.
Oi.
He likes to kick himself in the face.
Bubby.
Okay.
Hi.
Oh, now I can bring the tissue.
Who's my
All right.
boy?
He's Daddy's boy. I will end the stream.
Hi. Bye guys. See you in the next one. And over there too.